Fortnite's Mortal Kombat collab just got its biggest update yet, with Scorpion's Mythic, 3 new POIs, April Fool's quests, and so much more. Here is everything you need to know. One of the first places you should visit is just east of Shining Span. It's called the Pit. While it may look like a simple bridge, when you head here, the time changes to night, and you can find 2 combat kits to enter Mortal Kombat with an enemy.
Fight!
Oh, and don't fall off, because at the bottom of the bridge there are dozens of spikes, and also pickles for some reason. Now if you land here, you may have a chance of finding the latest boss. Scorpion can appear at any of the new POIs, and will show up on your map so you know where to go. However, if he's not there when you drop, you need to hit the gong, and then he appears. It is totally worth fighting him, because you'll get a mythic version of a brand new item, Scorpion's combat kit with infinite durability. The kit is usually an epic rarity, and is pretty amazing so far. Of course, it can pull off some cool melee attacks, but everyone has been waiting to recreate Scorpion's iconic chain pull. You can even breathe fire at enemies if you're wanting to feel especially powerful. But pay attention when you do use the fire breath, because there's a hidden detail that is really hard to notice. Of course, you can't exactly breathe at people with a mask on, so if you look at his face in Fortnite, you'll notice it toggles off during the attack. It's a cool secret face reveal. Now, I mentioned there are 3 new POIs, and it's not just the pit you have to look out for. Fortnite also replaced Sleepwalker's Peril over in the Swamplands, and now we have the Living Forest from the original Mortal Kombat games. In here, you'll be creeped out by the trees that have these unsettling faces and watch you as you roam the forest. Just like the pit, walking in here changes the sky to darkness and challenges you to fight. Of course, Sub-Zero and Scorpion's combat kits are here to help you in the epic duel, and there's a chance Scorpion himself will spawn here. As I said before, defeating the boss will give you the mythic version of his combat kit, but you will also get a healing item, an epic weapon, and the explosive medallion. This turns the first bullet out of your gun into an explosive and makes it deal higher damage. It's pretty nice. You'll also be glad to hear today's update has refreshed the loot pool. 3 new weapons have returned, and it's good news for AR, SMG, and shotgun lovers. We are all winning today. You can now find the Twin Mag AR around the map, or if you love an even better fire rate, there's the Scope Burst SMG. As for the shotties, the Infiltrator Pump is here, which a lot of fans are happy about. I will say, I think the weakest of the bunch is probably the Scope Burst, because, well, for a gun that's named the Scope, it doesn't really add up.
Huh?
Yeah, it is totally glitched right now, and I gotta admit, it's pretty funny. What guns did these replace? Well, fans were expecting to see the Hollow Twister and the Sentinel Pump vaulted to make room. Luckily for us, they're actually still here, so you have plenty of choice about what guns you want to use, and players are relieved. You also want to make sure to head into the sewers under Mass Meadows. Usually these tunnels will lead you straight to Daigo's workshop, but now 3 of them take you straight to a brand new POI. The Deadpool. I know the name probably makes you think of this guy, but it's actually one of the Mortal Kombat stages, and it's easily the most menacing. You gotta fight enemies here with your combat kits, and try not to be thrown into the acid. If you fall in, you'll take over 10 damage a second, which is way more than the storm. Makes sense why they're calling it the Deadpool. You also want to pay attention to the date. It is currently April 1st, and not only should you be cautious of anything you see on social media, but Fortnite themselves are taking part. Now, you can log in and view a ton of April Fool's quests that are only available for the next 24 hours. Like literally, you need to play right now if you don't want to miss out on an easy 46,000 XP. Although what they ask you to do will feel a little humiliating. Sure, landing on 2 opposite sides of the island and surviving 2 minutes with no weapons, it's doable, but I'm sure for a lot of players, them asking us to touch grass for 60 seconds, now it's pretty difficult. I will say, you only have to touch grass in Fortnite, not in real life. Oh, and to make you feel like less of a loser, we have a challenge that straight up asks you to find the coolest player in the lobby, and here's a hint. You have to look in this mirror.
Hello there.
Speaking of quests, there are a bunch of extra Mortal Kombat challenges about to drop today, and they'll be releasing in 2 waves. It's gonna be a super easy way to grind the Battle Pass as we swiftly approach the Star Wars season next month. In fact, there are hidden quests on the map right now that you don't know about until you finish them. Like, if you get eliminated at the pit, you'll be given XP. Or, if you choose to uppercut an enemy player with Scorpion's kit at the Deadpool, or slash uppercut someone with Sub-Zero's kit at the pit, you'll also receive a secret reward. Speaking of uppercuts, not only will you get your XP, but a familiar Easter egg will show up. Yeah, this is only in the game for a couple of hours last month, and it's a 1-to-1 recreation of the toasty Easter egg from the original Mortal Kombat games. And guess what? It's back. You'll be happy to know it's not the only feature that's been secretly unvaulted. Water sprites have been totally absent for the past few weeks because of a terrible bug. They had a weird hitbox for some reason, and it made it impossible to shoot past them, letting players abuse it for an invisible shield. They're taken out while Epic looked into the issue, and with today's update, I'm proud to reveal they're back on the map. I miss these little guys. But one of the best quality of life changes has just arrived in Season 2, and fans are loving it. We've been asking for jewelry stores to be marked on the map for a while now, and luckily Epic has answered. It's gonna make the grind to track down gold even better, but that's not all. Dilbit farms are also on the mini-map, and there's an amazing reason why. Turns out these places are no longer decoration. You can head to them and actually farm them for a chance to get dilbits. Like, people are gonna be swarming to these places like flies. If you love free items, I also have some pretty good news for you. The new PlayStation Plus pack just dropped, and it includes a skin, back bling, and pickaxe, all for $0. You just gotta be subscribed to PS Plus, obviously. I will say the virtual warrior guy looks really cool, and he reminds me of Omega from Chapter 1. If you aren't a PlayStation subscriber, you can still get some other items for free. Right now, if you watch a Fortnite stream on Twitch for over 90 minutes, you'll get wraps for each Mortal Kombat character. Then, on April 4th, this Twitch drop will change to give out an even cooler reward, the Lil Armored Truck Chase. When you're doing this emote with other players, they could chase you on police motorcycles, which, how cool is that? And it literally will cost you nothing. Also, make sure to check out the newsfeed when you log in after the update, because a cryptic teaser for Festival Season 8 has appeared, and while it doesn't give away much, it reminds us we are just 1 week away from Sabrina Carpenter headlining the pass. As you know, her official teaser is on the map right now. So you have that happening on April 8th, and then on May 2nd will be in Battle Royale Season 3, a Star Wars season. It's only going to be a month long, and leakers have already revealed what to expect. Palpatine and Qui-Gon Jinn will be showing up in the Battle Pass, but the true shocker is that Jar Jar Binks will also make an appearance. Fans were only joking about this happening, and it turns out Epic are not kidding around. Then, in the item shop, we'll see droids like C-3PO, and cosmetics relating to BB-8 may be part of a set with Poe Dameron. Fans are very excited about this. A collab we're getting right now is The Walking Dead. With Negan already coming to the game this week and new mythics and creative, leakers have found even more coming in the future. Soon, we'll be able to play with Daryl's crossbow, making zombie maps even cooler. One thing that's causing a commotion in the community right now is a rumor of a One Piece collab. It's something everyone's been asking for, so when leakers started sharing details about Luffy, Zoro, Nami, and more coming to the game, people freaked out. We don't really have any confirmation, so as always, take it with a grain of salt, but if it's true, a lot of fans will be happy whenever this drops in the future. One thing we know is officially coming soon is a brand new map for Reload. It'll be based on Chapter 2 with locations like Dirty Docks, Slurpy Swamp, and Steamy Stacks. There's even remix locations like a giant ego-based POI and more. But one part that split a lot of players is the fact that vehicles will be on the map. Yeah, according to leakers, cars will be spawning on the island for the first time with this Reload update, so let me know what you think. Now, we usually expect a mini event each season now, but in case you had any doubts, it has now been confirmed, with leakers already finding files of Epic starting to work on it. With a Star Wars season on the horizon, we could only expect it to be a bunch of Star Destroyers exiting hyperspace above the island, or something like that. And did you know there's even pins to remember last season's event now? The community was getting worried Epic had stopped doing them after we didn't see any since Remix, but they have now been revealed. It's showing the Vinyl, Spirit Portal, Reload Brella, and even Miku's backpack. For a much cheaper price, you can head to a local store and pick up a V-Bucks card, redeem it, and you'll get the Eternal Razor Wing Pickaxe. It's a new limited time bonus from now until April 27th. And if you've been collecting the Mortal Kombat wraps from the Battle Pass and Twitch drops, you might have missed a cool detail with them. In the locker, they're now marked with special tags to tell you if they're elim, damage, or firing reactive. So if you do this and take a look at wraps like Sub-Zero, it'll slowly freeze over with more kills, Scorpion will slowly flame up as you deal damage, and Raiden's lightning will turn red upon eliminations. Pretty cool, and everything new in Fortnite's Mortal Kombat update. It's been Tommy, and keep it here on Top 5 Gaming.